Hello, Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. This is Jassi Parmar with another version of the podcast on Desi Adda. Thank you so much for your love and blessings. We are live once again with another set of guests. Last night, we had the opportunity or blessing of watching an incredible movie called American Warrior. If you haven't watched it, please search for American Warrior and you'll know what we are talking about. Today, I have the pleasure of having two wonderful ladies in my studio. Please welcome Cristy and Priya. Cristy, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having us. It's so nice to be here.
Thank you. And Priya, how are you doing?
It's wonderful to be back in Chicago. Beautiful city, beautiful people. Thank you for
Nice.
having us.
Absolutely. So we were just before this podcast, we were talking about last night's premiere that happened in Chicago, and oh my God, what a night it was! Did you both liked it? The vibe and the atmosphere and the reactions?
Oh, yes, we were in CineSpace and I hadn't been there before. It's an incredible complex. The artwork, they had music,
Yeah.
the bar, they had incredible food. I thought it was such a nice event. It was hosted by Neil Coate
Yep.
and we had so much fun. And it was great to see the reaction of the cast and crew in the city where the film was made. That was really special.
Good connection, right?
Yes, absolutely. I attest to what Christy's saying that in the city where this film was shot to get people together, the community together, and showcase the because this movie is all about representation and second chances and having people from all communities come together to celebrate this movie and also kneel for Congress. He's running for Congress. It's amazing, amazing.
I can tell you, I was in the audience and I was watching a lot of reactions because I love movies. I love to watch how people react to certain scenes. They were like, um, I can count like 10 to 12 moments where people were totally into the movie. It was touching, especially when the last climax scene comes.
Mhm.
People were like, come on, you do it. Like
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
watch three or four people and they were professional fighters. So first of all, thank you so much for producing this film because I honestly believe, and I told in my previous podcast that these kind of films come into existence because right kind of energies, right kind of forces come together. I have a feeling this team is blessed. People that you guys have put together, including the cast and the crew and everyone, you have so much positivity in the team. Did you both feel that? Is there something great going on with this film?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on the project since the very beginning
Hmm.
with Vishy IR. It was his idea, and he came to me, and he is a practicing meditational
Yes.
guru.
Yes.
And he's a big energy reader and sort of works with it in his everyday life. And I, I, I also do, but definitely. And Naveen is also super positive
Yep.
thinker and meditator. So yeah, we definitely did that, and we did um, choose cast that also came with a positive
That's true.
reputation or energy, even if we didn't know them.
Yeah.
We definitely did some due diligence to make
Right.
sure, because when you make a movie, it lives for years.
Yes.
It's not just 30 days. It's
Right.
3 years of
Right.
making a movie.
Absolutely.
So you want to do it with people ideally that you really like.
Right. Priya, you felt that connection
Oh,
somewhere?
absolutely. So I came at the very end. So when the movie was ready for release
Right.
is when I came in. And I can tell you that the team members like Christy, Vish, Naveen, Rashana
Hmm.
couldn't be with us, but she's the main reason why I came on board. She's
Wow.
the one who got me on board, Rashana Shah, who is the producer of this movie, Mulberry Films. And I initially accepted the project, but then I lost my brother suddenly in month of May, my only brother. So I wasn't sure if I would be able to do justice to this project because it was going to start. But all of these people, they came together and they said, no, it's a team effort. We'll pull this together. Let's do it together. And then, you see what
Yep.
we have done.
What's your role in this?
So I came primarily as an impact advisor on this
Mhm.
film, but also co-producer. And as an impact advisor, This is a concept I pioneered in 2019 for the Indian cinema with a new credit title, Impact Advisor. How do we bring cause-based narratives, narratives that have message to do, give away, and culture to the world platform? And with this film, as I don't want to, like most
Yeah.
of the audience will watch, so is all about second chances, representation, community building, coming together, anchor in a family. It shows all the various facets of life,
Right.
right?
Right.
And what I say always when I watch this film, and I've watched it multiple times, is that every saint has a past and every sinner a future.
Yes.
So, with that is the message of the film, and I thought it is very, very apt that not only uh, you know, uh, every community should learn from it. Every human being has something to take away from it,
Yeah.
and especially the younger generation. You should watch this film. So I made sure when we did the screening in Boston, my son watches it.
Yeah.
My older son
Yeah.
couldn't join, but my younger son did with his friends because it showcases about
Yeah.
perseverance.
Yeah.
Also, what it showcases is the power of social media
Absolutely.
when put in a positive way,
Right.
right? So it has all the facets of a life journey of one human being, and we all can relate to it no matter what our age group is,
Right.
and that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. And I was really stunned to learn that this is a little it's about a male person story, but the way you guys have put together a lot of cast and the crew, especially, it was intentionally female oriented.
Yes.
Where did this idea came from?
Well, I mean, I'm a female producer,
Yes.
and I'm not known for my sport abilities. But when I came on, it was important that we have strong female characters at least represented. And then Rashana came on, who I now call my work wife. So she's a very strong female. And Rashana, with her team, with Chaitra Vittapalli, she came on with women in MWX Ventures and women in tech, and they really put the money where their mouth is. And what we were able to do with the power of that behind us was reconfigure the script so that we flipped a lot of roles who were written as males to females, including Veronica
Yep.
Falcone,
Yep.
who does an
The gym
incredible
owner, right?
job. Yes.
Amazing, yeah.
And then she took that a step further and really came into the project with a wonderful backstory of Marcella. It became Marcello to Marcella.
Marcella.
That's all we changed was one letter, and it made
yeah.
a huge difference.
Yeah.
It made the
Yes.
script so much more interesting.
Yep.
Some other roles we flipped the judge in the fight, we flipped the doctor in the fight, and we made sure that Suleika's character, I think in an earlier draft of the script, she had, just sort of maybe she was a nurse or something, but we wanted it to be, no, she needs to be a doctor, she needs to be a thinking, educated, PhD level career woman, and have a child.
Wow.
So we did things like that, but just the representation on film, even if they don't have a line, is so important for little girls all over the world.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the movie itself has a great message. It's an immigrant story. It's a second chance story. And I'm sure our listeners who are watching this podcast, they'll be interested in knowing how, like, who came to with this. Like, I know Vishy came with this idea. When was it pitched to you, and what brought you in? What was the triggering point?
Well, when he started pitching it to me, I think I was pregnant with my child. So it was at least 7 or 8 years ago, maybe.
Right.
But it was just an idea at that point.
Right.
And I knew, like, I was overwhelmed with having
Yeah.
a baby and everything else and working full time. And so I said, I don't know. Like, I haven't produced anything in a while because I wanted to take the time to do those things. And so it took a while, 4 years maybe, to get the script to a place we wanted. But what I loved was that it was sort of the American dream flipped on its head. And this is a guy who had it all and he lost it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so where do you come from there?
Right.
And when we began making the film, the fact that he is an Indian American immigrant, it was just part of the plot because that's, Vishy's own experience. It wasn't a big deal. And
Right.
now that's become such a hot button issue that I'm so happy that it turned out that way, because this is a really positive immigrant story experience. And I think it's, America is a melting pot, and it always has been.
Right.
And I think it's important that we show that on screen.
You rightly said this time is important time for this movie. The perfect timing. It's coming at the right time, and the impact that you guys are able to make. I've been watching some of the previous premieres. It's very nicely done. That idea, I think, of having an impact advisor and reaching out to the masses. It's really working out. So
Yeah, so it's very important because, see, when we reach out to our community, right, and bring people of all, cultures together,
right.
then you form the ambassadors, and these are the ambassadors are now going to go back in the community and tell their networks and their networks, and this is how the domino effect happens, right? And not only that, because this also has a backdrop of MMA, which is now one of the largest sport in the United States and growing outside the country as well. It's international sports. It's very important that through the film you learn about perseverance, resilience, and all those facts that are very, very important. So it's a very, very message driven mainstream cinema.
Right.
Right? So it's
But
very important.
We didn't want to glamorize anything either. It's very raw. It's very realistic. It's not, $50 million studio movie with glycerin abs.
Right.
It is, I didn't even realize you could be an MMA fighter in a regional community and still be struggling financially. I didn't realize that could be something. And the grit that these people have, the gyms that we shot in are real MMA gyms, and the extras that were in the scenes are real MMA fighters. We had some of the local champions
yesterday
from Chicago.
Right.
Are in the film, and they were there last night, and it's so cool.
Right.
So when we did our Dallas premiere, Dallas screening, we had a UFC, one of the gyms that was there, and those representatives came in, and beautiful stories.
Yes.
Really, really stories that touch your heart, and shows how they have built up with all the challenges that life throws at them. Then we spoke to one gym in New Mexico. Again, good story, and it's really like no matter if you're a UFC fighter or you're a producer, director, we all have the same journey, some or the other way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
And one thing I thought was so interesting too is that the men are in the ring and they're doing the training and they're taking actually physical punches, but so much of this story is cerebral, and it's really the internal struggle.
Correct.
That Vichy is portraying. And I thought Aaron Crippen, who's a local stunt coordinator here, he did such an amazing job on those fight scenes, and they really rehearsed them for months.
Looks very natural, very real.
Yes,
right?
and he, but what he said, which I thought was so poignant, was, a lot of times the fight is in your own self. It's in your mind.
Yes.
That's
and
true.
between you and your biggest battle in the ring is yourself.
Yep.
And I thought that was exactly capturing what his character Jay is going through.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so interesting that these women in the film are literally the strength for him.
Yep.
Correct.
So we've got Marcella, who's pushing him physically into the ring. Then you've got, Taylor, who's playing Melissa, and she is like beautifully emotionally pushing his boundaries and making this kind of quiet guy come out of his shell. And then you've got Suleika, who's like bringing him back into the family and in her sweet way as much as she can, but fighting the family too. And then you've got Ranjita Chakravarti, who plays his mother, who's very opposite of her character in real life. She plays a very cold, hard line Indian mother, traditionalist.
Right. Yep.
And this is a guy who's, gone against, some mainstream traditions in his life and with his choices. And so what does that do to his psyche? So it's really interesting. And then you're weaving in, what it means to be in America and also be honoring your culture
Right.
at
I
the
know.
same time. And I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool and realistic
Yes,
and
absolutely.
beautiful.
It's
Very
it's
beautiful.
a beautiful made movie, and I heard a lot of good comments after the, like when we were doing the question answer sessions, and after that a lot of people came and said, "Oh my God, this is so good. It touched my heart. I wish I had brought my son or a daughter to watch it. I think it's a movie the whole family should watch it
Correct.
together."
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there are
Yes.
Yes.
not too many movies like this.
That's what I said, I mean, I have a child who's, 8 or 9 now,
Yeah.
and that's the age where, you can find a family movie, but most of them are going to be pretty
Yeah.
sanitized
Yeah.
and not really engaging everyone in the
Correct.
family. And this is something that he loves it,
And
and my dad loved it.
yes.
I mean, I couldn't believe
Even the
it.
young kids loves it because of the
Yes.
Yeah,
fight scenes and
yeah.
all that struggles, right? And
Absolutely.
you were telling me that you're like you had your
Yeah, my
son, or
son,
right?
yeah, and his friends were there, and they were just, blown away by seeing, and they were like the last
Yeah.
scene. They were like, "Oh, come on, come
Yes.
on!" And
Yeah.
after the screening, they actually waited to give. They're very shy that way to
Nice.
come on camera and talk,
Nice.
but they waited to give their comments because they said, and my son and his friends, they are sports players, so they are varsity basketball. So they could relate that, the perseverance, the resilience, the discipline, no matter what, the life conditions are, that's required
Right.
to be a sports player. So it's a very beautifully viewed story. And even if the genre is fight, you can see, like,
It's very
where we have
entertaining
done
still.
so many screenings
Yes.
now, everybody's phone
Yes.
was in their pockets,
Right.
and everybody's eyes
It's
were
very
glued to the
engaging.
screen.
Right from the first scene,
Yes.
it's so engaging that I decided when the movie started, I was busy doing a lot of things. When the first scene came, I said, okay, this is the movie I want to watch at home with no distractions.
Yeah.
That's the movie like with you want to watch with your family, your
Correct.
wife, your kids.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. So
Yeah,
thank you for
it
doing
is.
this.
You do have to. I mean, I think you miss a lot of the nuances if you're
Yes. Yes.
distracted and
Right.
doing other things,
Correct.
but you
Right.
could still get the gist.
Yes.
But I think it's definitely a movie that you could go deeper.
Right.
That every time you see it, you'll
Yes.
see something new,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
that you
Yes.
like.
Yep, absolutely. So, friends, we are talking about the American Warrior movie, and it's already in theaters and it'll be on select platforms for you to watch. Please watch it in theaters or go to the platform of your choice. I think it's on Apple Movies.
It's on Prime, Fandango, Apple TV, Spectrum, Cox,
Excellent.
Dish,
Dish, yeah.
Direct TV,
Wow.
anywhere. I mean, it's on-demand platforms
Yeah.
now. So please, definitely go check it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, thank you so much for producing this wonderful movie, and thank you for coming to Chicago for the premiere.
Thank you.
Really
an
nice
honor.
talking to you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.